One. All right. Good day, everyone. I got a guest today. This individual, this particular young woman, I would say, she probably doesn't even know this, but I took my very first Kizomba class in Sydney in 2010 at the second Sydney Bachata Festival. Very first time I've ever danced Kizomba, and her and her partner were just teaching something that's not common in a beginner workshop. They were teaching how to feel the music and how to get close to your partner and just feel the music and just get into the rhythm. Now, you don't see that in too many basic classes. They teach you movements already and not feeling the music. But I learned a lot from that workshop. And of course, the second workshop was when she is in town in the Bay Area. I think it's probably one of my congress. It's such a long time ago.
It was.
We took a private lesson, me and Jason, aka DJ Guapo, and for an hour or so, she was yelling at me. It's like, no, you're not doing it right. And we were just learning Saida move. That was just it, just Saida move. But please welcome Vali Damaskou from Sydney.
Hi, everyone.
How are you, my dear? It's been a while since Hawaii, isn't it?
Yes, it has been.
When was Hawaii? Hawaii was 2019, right?
Yeah, end of December. No, end of November.
Yeah.
Beginning to December.
Hawaii is always a good thing. You can never go wrong in Hawaii.
I know.
Very
it was my first time.
And was that your first time, really?
Yep. So you see,
you did. That was your first time, really?
Yes.
How did you like it?
I loved it. I want to go back, actually. I want to go back. I loved it. Hawaii was awesome.
Oh, it's a great place to be in. It's just that everything is expensive, of course, especially in that particular area where we were.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can never go wrong in Hawaii. I just wish that every time I do an event there, I just wish that the overhead should be a little less expensive, but
yeah.
The one this year was gonna be cheaper, but I changed the format, and it's unfortunate that the pandemic came, because that hotel was a little cheaper, although it's still in the same
I
area.
remember you were telling me. Yeah. You were changing the hotel.
The only problem with that is that they only had one ballroom, and so I had to make a change, But
yeah.
And you could not, it's a big ballroom, but you could not divide the ballroom into 3 rooms or 2 rooms. It's unfortunate. But
they weren't allowing it.
Yeah. What are you doing now during pandemic? Are you working dance wise, or just chilling?
No. We're doing a little bit of work. We have they're not allowing us to have big numbers. We need to have only 20 people in each class, and depends the square meters of the room. So here, I don't know if you're doing it there, but here it's a new thing that you put some people together, you're doing a choreography, and then you're recording a video.
Oh, okay.
Like, we promote the video with the students, and this is how people get their fix, let's say. We have few classes, which I'm teaching, like some bachata classes with Mitch, and then I'm teaching my own technique classes and the Kizomba, so there are a few there. We always with masks, and as I said, we have maximum capacity. We cannot have a lot of people. But that's in Sydney, because it's in other cities of Australia, they cannot do anything at all. So I will say that Sydney, we're a little bit luckier in that aspect.
Yeah. Now you are known for not only Kizomba, of course you are known for Kizomba now, but you pretty much do everything. You're known for salsa. You partner up with Oliver Pineda there for many years ago, and has competed also, right?
Yeah.
You guys compete at the Worlds also, right?
Yeah.
Of course, it's Oliver, right? What am I talking about? Jeez. But You know, you probably don't know what you're famous for. What you were famous for in
I
the
am a famous, and I don't know it.
outside of
Okay.
the USA, okay, outside of the USA, we saw you. We saw your video with Oliver Pineda doing Kizomba, and at that time, I think he titled it Zouk or something. Or maybe mixed up everything, but the that was the video that went viral, in my opinion, of what Kizomba was. You
Yeah.
know, although he is a salsero, the thing I like about dancers in Australia is that they can dance everything. I mean,
Yeah.
this is the first time I've ever seen Zouk. Not Kizomba, but Zouk was 2008 at the first Bachata Festival, and then the second time, that's when I first seen Zouk, and took your. I was curious, and I took your workshop there, and I really learned a lot from that because
Yeah.
it's one thing to learn all the moves and it becomes mechanical. It's another thing to teach the feeling of the music from the get-go, you know.
Yeah. And Zouk is very technical, very difficult
Oh
dance.
yeah.
It's not an easy dance,
Well, I tell you,
at all.
I tried Zouk. I can't do it. You know why I can't do it? And this is the reason why I don't even prefer sensual bachata, because my foundation is so traditional that I stay on one spot. It's not, I don't travel like this. And so you're teaching me Zouk, which is both circular and linear. It's a little hard,
It's too much. It's too much.
but I like it. It's very fun to watch, just like sensual
Yeah.
bachata, which, you know,
It's a beautiful dance. It's a
it's a
beautiful
beautiful
dance.
dance. And then the music, of course, which is, what do they call it? A ghetto zouk, that type of music. Is that what they call it?
Look, to be honest, Zouk and Kizomba music nowadays, especially the remixes and all that stuff, they dance Kizomba and Zouk in the same piece of music. It's like I can see videos and demos and festivals, and I can hear the music, and I'm like, oh, that's Kizomba, oh, that's Zouk, and they mixing it. So when it comes to music with these two styles, it's a lot there happening.
Where you from originally? I know where you're from, but where you from originally, and how did you start dancing?
Oh wow. I'm from Greece originally. Yeah, and I've moved to Australia like 15 years ago. 16 now. I'm going to the 16th now. So I'm almost like an Australian, not Greek anymore.
Australia, yeah.
um, and I started dancing when I was 5. So I was a ballerina.
We could tell.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
So
you could tell one's foundation when they have a solid foundation like that, like ballet.
yeah. And I always, you know what I always say to people, they are in our scene, because there are a lot of them starting dancing way older with no the foundation. I always say to them, like, go and learn just some basic techniques that does come from ballet, but that doesn't mean that makes you a ballerina, but
Hmm.
it gives you foundations to use in your dancing in the street dances, and it's very important. And the biggest name in our industry, like salsa, zouk, kizomba, anywhere, bachata, if you see their foundation, it has a technical training back to
Yeah.
back, the
Have you done
background.
ballroom as well?
Oh, yeah.
International, particularly international ballroom, yeah.
Yes.
But
International and
the reason I
competitive
ask that
one.
is because I could tell by the way you teach. You teach, you're very big on foundation, that's for one thing. And you're very strict because if that student cannot get it, you can't continue. You can't go into another move, which
No,
I see
no.
that. I do that myself. I see that in you, and I see that even with Anya.
Yeah,
Anya Salcero, she will not go on, man, which
yeah,
is rare nowadays because if we look at social dancing just in the festivals in itself, there are many dancers there where they like to do fancy things, but yet even in competition, right? But yet the moment they do basic, not only they can't execute it, they feel awkward and uncomfortable that they can't wait to do the moves that they're familiar with, you know?
Exactly. And you know what the sad thing is? Like what I have and Anya has, as you're saying, it's a positive and a negative because there are very few people that they can appreciate it. But the majority of people, they like, oh, that's too hard, too nothing, you know, and
Yeah.
like we love it so much that we want you to get the right feeling, the right foundations, and we're so passionate about it. But unfortunately, because the scene has gone too fast, too quick, with a lot of people coming in with the fancy things, with doing the crazy things, people don't go back to appreciate where everything comes from. And like sometimes like, oh, I'm not gonna go to Bali or Anya or Rod or whoever because like they're too strict and they're too fundamental and they're too this and they're too that. But
But not too many people understand that once you are solid in this foundation, you can do anything. You know,
I
not too many
know.
people understand that.
I know.
But you've been in the dancing for years and you've been teaching for years. What haven't you explored in dancing personally that
Oh,
you'd like to explore?
you know what? I never stop wanting to learn more and more and more. So I always find ways to take classes in other styles, like for
Yeah.
example, African styles. Yeah, yes, Kizomba is African, and I have come across it a long time ago. But Africa, there are other African dances dancing. It's like compa, it's konduro, it's Afrobeat. It fascinates me. So I'm taking classes there because I want to reach my full potential and I want to learn other cultures like that makes me, I'm hungry for it. I always go and take like a ballet class here and there just to make sure my body gets the satisfaction. um, like a jazz class. I never stop, Rod. I never stop. Like whatever I see, if I see something that I like, I will go and take a class of it.
So let me ask you this, because I follow you on Instagram also. You post individual videos as far as the dynamic of hip movements and all that stuff. What do you think, if there's one key movement in Tarasinya for the ladies, what would it be, do you think? And what can they do to build it?
Um, I have a class actually that I'm doing, particularly for that, for Kizomba movement that comes from the traditional. So for some people to understand Kizomba, not
Yeah,
for the new urban, yeah. And I explained to them that everything, and even Tarashinya, yeah,
yeah.
everything comes from the knees to the hips. The movement is not a body roll, it's a hip roll. If they don't pivot, feet on the floor, if they don't soften up the knees, they don't allow the natural movement to happen on the hips. And
When
this
you
is what
say the hip roll, though, when you say the hip roll, you're talking about figure eight?
you can do figure eight, you can do front and back, you can do side by side. There are few movements that you can do with your hips there.
Yeah. And when it comes to salsa styling,
Yeah.
what is the key? Give me your top three as far as making the ladies look great in their styling. What is the very basic so that they could create their own styling?
To create their own styling. Mm,
Because it's one thing to give people fish to eat, right? It's another thing to teach them how to fish, right?
yeah. Look, what I say to my students when I teach them styling, I give them the three basic techniques that comes from the body. So the movement. I said to them how their body needs to be and how their body needs to be positioned. Yeah.
Yeah.
When they understand that, I showed them few different options how they could style. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I explained to them that this is me. Like I like soft natural. Some others they like sharp and fast, you know. I said to them, as long as they're using the correct technique to their body, they put the technique into their body, then they need to be themselves. It's like walking. When
Yeah.
I walk, like I like walking and my hips go left to right, you know, but others they like walking straight. It's nothing wrong with that. Not everyone can look the same. And I don't want them to look like me. I want them to be themselves. So after I have given them the techniques of their bodies, I'm like, okay, be you. What would you feel comfortable with and what would you feel beautiful doing it and at ease? You know, some people they're easy to lift their arm high up and then take it to their body, you know. Some others they don't, and it's nothing wrong with that. So this is what I do to my students. This is what I say to them instead of forcing and doing something that they're not comfortable with. Did
So
I answer your question?
no, no, no. It's a great. I've been curious about Urban Kiss. Okay, I know there's a dramatic difference from the Kizomba to Urban Kiss. My question is, and I wanted to ask everyone this: is it leadable?
Yes.
It is, huh?
Very,
Because when I look at it, it's like, there's no way, man. There's no way.
it is actually very leadable.
Interesting.
It's more, I will say, it's more leadable than bachata moves
Wow,
or salsa moves.
that's good to know.
Yeah,
That's really good to know.
it has to do all with the frame because we hold in the upper frame. But you know, with salsa and bachata, you need to know the step.
True, true. Yeah.
If you don't know the step, you don't understand the signs,
Hmm.
yeah, or the
Yeah.
body.
Right.
With Kizomba or urban kiz or Kizomba fusion or whatever it is out
Whatever.
there,
Yeah.
yeah, it comes with the frame. And the frame goes, the two frames move together. They cannot move opposite, yeah? And everything happens with the lower body. Because that connection of the frame, everything that you see, it's leadable. I'm not going to say the footwork that sometimes people do on the spot on their own, but when you see the pattern work happening and you're like, how he made her lift that leg up or
Yeah.
slide her, or it's leadable, it's from the frame.
Wow. And okay, so now we get to the point where okay, people are learning from you. You teach group class, you teach private. What do you actually expect from a student?
I'm a person that I want to see the people that come to my classes to become the best they can be. This is all I care. Everybody has different potentials. I just want to push each individual potential out. When I say that to my students, when I see that it's clicking into them and I can see the difference from one class to the fourth class to the eighth class to the 12th class, that's for me amazing. Like at the end of my class, I'm always like jumping around and clapping like a little kid because I'm
Yeah.
so happy of seeing them reaching that point and see it in their face as well. That gives me, that's why I teach, and that's why, to be honest, I cannot teach much of social classes because social classes, beginners, intermediate, it's a fun classes that people they just come to have fun and forget, you know. I cannot do that much. I can do it a little bit, but I cannot, because I'm a person, when I go into teaching, I want to go and I want to give you and I want to touch you and I want to correct you and I want to, you know.
Mm.
So,
What's the most
yeah.
rewarding workshop you ever taught in the world? The most rewarding one, even if it's just an hour or a boot camp. What's the most rewarding one?
Oh wow. I've never like thought of that. Um, it's few workshops there that they have been like, I have taught and people has come up and I didn't even think that highly, and I think it was workshops that they were simple. Like I remember one workshop with Oliver that we just sat down and talked, and we just saw simple moves. It's a workshop that I actually did a workshop in France this year, last year, and I kept it simple, and I did like Kizomba to urban kids, yeah. And people, they really appreciated the little details that I gave. So I think like the best workshops that I have taught all out the years, it was the most simple workshops, workshops that we concentrated into basics. Um, yeah, they were the more rewarding.
What's getting to another topic, because I know you've seen many scenes already, just like I did. Um, what do you think of relationship in the dancing? Love relationship?
Why you had to ask me that?
Because you've been into the dancing for a long time. Now, I've been to dancing in a long time. I have my opinions on it. Some people have different opinions in it. I'd like to ask a female perspective.
Look, nothing is impossible. Yeah, but I would say that our saying, because of the nature of the dancing, because the way people coming into the scene from the outside world, the normal world, they come to the scene and they get excited and to a little bit, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
which
yeah.
is, it's absolutely normal.
Right.
I think it's very difficult,
But
and
is this for male only or female also?
no, for
Ours.
both, for
For both?
both, for
Yeah.
both. Not for both. Yes, okay, male is a little bit more, but it's
Uh-huh.
for both. I cannot say that, oh, it's only males or it's only girls, females. It's for both. It's yeah, and I think like um, it's getting out of hand, and it's very difficult. Like, are you good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah.
Um, it's very difficult. Like singing from I see a lot of things and I don't talk. Yeah, as many of us do.
No, no, because it's always good to see the dynamics of. I
Mm.
mean, like I met my wife in the dance scene in the very first bachata festival in the USA, but um, she got into dancing for like 2 or 3 years. Really got into it seriously, social dancing, and then all of a sudden it's like Rodney. Um, I'm gonna get out of the scene. If you want me to organize the festival, I'll manage it, but that's all I'm gonna do. I want to get out of the scene because I can't deal with people like this. you know,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
and
yeah,
ever since that, you will never see her social dancing unless she's managing the Congress, but that's about it. You will always see her in
yeah,
front desk, you know.
yeah. No, it's unfortunately, but it's true. It can happen. I know beautiful Tito and Tamara, very respectful relationship, you
Of
know.
course. Yeah.
But you don't. It's the exception in the rule. It's not the rule. Unfortunately, the way our dancing is and the singing is like, it's very easy to go off the rails. Um, Trusting, you know, it's a little bit too much, you know. like I wouldn't. I had one relationship, you know, me and Oliver got into a relationship, and it lasted like 3 4 years. And after this relationship, never looked into the scene. Like I had some nice connections, and I was like, I'm really sorry, I cannot do it because I knew how things work, and I'm like, I prefer to be safe.
Right, right. Now, so presently, in the present, you are both you and Mitch, which is your partner at the moment, teaches classes, regular classes now, right?
Yep.
And what's the website where they could find you as far as reference, and they want to know where it is and whatnot?
Okay, so Mitch's classes that I teach with, they can find them on Facebook, and the website is that he has all the details is online with me, Dance with Me, which it comes from Mitch and Alicia. But Alicia, as you know, she has retired. So Dance with Me is the website they can go and find all the classes, or on Facebook or on Instagram page. Everything is there.
So the page would be titled Dance With Me, correct?
Yes, yes.
Nice. Now, what's the next project for you when this pandemic is over? I know you still get invited a lot all over the world. Of course, that's canceled this year, right?
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
so there's no projects that we can think of now because we don't know what's gonna happen.
Exactly, exactly. I think we take it a day at a time, and we can do the best that we can on our day. And then when things open up again, and we can travel, or like because we can't even do events in Sydney, you know, we can't even travel within Australia. So we'll see. We'll
Oh,
see.
you know, I still have yet to feature you in at my festivals in the Bay Area. I know you've been to Hawaii, but that was short-lived. But hopefully, I can bring you back to San Francisco and do
Oh, I
some boot
would
camp and all
love
of
to
that stuff.
come back.
Yeah, I know.
Would love
It's
to.
been a long, long time where you've been in San Francisco. So.
I know. You know what? It's San Francisco dancing. I always loved it.
Oh, it's great.
It's one of my favorites, and I always said it. So if I would love first opportunity. I'm there.
Yeah, it's right now. It's one of the best unhealthiest dance community in the world. Not to mention they can dance everything now. You know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's good. But what about you personally? Your website, or they could follow your Instagram, right? What's your Instagram?
So Instagram is Vali Damaskou, full name and surname. My website is I forgot my website.
That's
Wait.
okay. I'll find it and I'll put it. I'll find it and I'll put it in the description when I post it. But I know
Oh,
it's something
you
like Valley
see?
Damascus something.
No. It's actually easier. It's valley.dance.
Oh, that's
That's
it.
it.
That's it. Right. Valley
I have made it
dance. That's easy.
exactly. So it's a website that I mostly promote Kizomba. Uh, because when I came back, I'm like, you know, I will do mostly Kizomba. But you see my story there. You
No,
see
I
my
like the
bio
Kizomba
there and
part
everything.
because not too many female are teaching Kizomba, not to mention breaking down the techniques for women. Not too many
Yeah.
people are doing that right now. So, and that's probably the reason you're much more popular in Kizomba than any other things you did. But not too many people know that you're really big in salsa also. You know, so not too many people know that. That's because you know all of this younger generation coming up. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
I mean,
And you
the
know what?
younger
I'm
generation
not.
don't even know I done salsa. I mean, they didn't know that, but I
I know.
started in salsa. So, you know.
And you know, I'm not a person to promote myself. Like I just can't do it. You know, I can't sit there and promote and say, oh, I'm this and I'm that and I'm this. I'm shy, regardless how I come across. When it comes to these things, I'm very like
You're really not that shy. You are an Aquarian. You're born in February or January?
January.
Yeah, you're an Aquarius. Does I know? My wife is an Aquarius, so she will tell you like it is. That's just pretty much it.
It's true.
You like
It's
to be
true.
shy, but you're not.
No, sometimes I'm like, oh.
Yeah, but anyways, it's great to see you. I'm sure I'll invite you back again. We'll probably have a panel as far as dancing techniques is concerned. I think it'd be a great discussion as
Thank
far as
you.
how to really build a foundation, which dance should be on your top 5 foundation type of thing. So we'll get into that when we have other panels. But meanwhile, it's great to see you. When this pandemic is over, we'll talk again. I know uh,
I'll
I,
be
I know you messaged me in the past, which I just saw, by the way. I just saw. I have 3 accounts on Facebook. You need to message me
Okay.
on all 3. I just saw. I was like, oh, okay. She messaged me. Oh, that was like a year ago. Jesus Lord. but we'll work it out. Don't worry. We'll work it out. I know Mitch. I like Mitch also. So we'll work this out
He's okay.
and
He's
see
okay.
what can happen. Okay.
Okay, my darling. Thank you so
All right,
much.
my dear. You have
Oh,
a
my
good
love.
day. It's good to see you.
Good to
Ciao
see you
for now.
too. Bye bye.